Scrappy's condition has taken a shocking turn, and now doctors are raising serious concerns despite his fight to recover. Whispers from the hospital corridors suggest that hope is slipping away, and sources close to the situation reveal that medical experts are growing increasingly doubtful. The devastating news has sent shockwaves through his family and fans. Could this be the moment no one wanted to face? With tensions rising, desperate prayers, and heartbreaking decisions looming, the question remains, will Scrappy pull through, or are we witnessing the final chapter of a painful battle? Stay tuned because what we've uncovered will leave you speechless. Just weeks ago, there was a glimmer of hope. Doctors believed that with enough time and rest, Scrappy could bounce back. But now the atmosphere around him is heavy with uncertainty. Sources close to the family reveal that medical experts are no longer optimistic. The words being whispered behind closed doors are chilling. His chances are slipping away. The moment this shocking update broke, the internet exploded. Fans flooded social media, desperately seeking clarity. Was Scrappy truly losing his fight? Was there nothing more that could be done? But as much as the public wants answers, the truth remains locked behind hospital walls, known only to a handful of people. His closest family members, his inner circle, and the doctors who now seem more concerned than ever. Inside the hospital, the mood is somber. Scrappy's mother, Mama D, has been a pillar of strength, but even she is struggling to hold it together. Witnesses say she has been seen pacing the hallways, her face lined with worry, whispering prayers under her breath. Her usual bold and confident presence has been replaced with something much more fragile, a mother terrified of losing her son. Meanwhile, Scrappy's wife, Bambi, has barely left his side. She sits beside him for hours, holding his hand, watching for any signs of progress. But deep down, the fear is consuming her. "I can't lose him," she was overheard saying in a hushed but desperate voice. "Not like this." However, not everyone is handling the crisis with the same unity. Tensions are rising and old wounds are resurfacing. Sources claim that Mama D and Bambi have already clashed multiple times at the hospital. One particularly heated argument was even witnessed by hospital staff. The root of the conflict? Control. Mama D believes she knows what's best for her son, while Bambi insists that as his wife, she should have the final say in his care. "You need to let me do what's best for my son," Mama D allegedly snapped during one of their explosive confrontations. "And I'm his wife. You don't get to push me aside like I don't matter," Bambi fired back. The tension was so thick that even the nurses had to intervene, gently reminding them that Scrappy needed peace, not conflict. But in times of crisis, emotions run high, and neither woman was willing to back down. Just as the family was struggling to keep things together, a new development sent shockwaves through the hospital. Scrappy's lead doctor called for an urgent meeting. What was revealed in that room left everyone shaken. "The progress we were hoping for, it's not happening," the doctor explained grimly. "We're doing everything we can, but at this point, we need to be realistic." The room fell silent. No one wanted to hear those words. "What are you saying?" Bambi's voice trembled. "He's not going to make it." "We're not saying that just yet," the doctor clarified carefully. "But right now, his body isn't responding the way we need it to. If things don't change soon, the outcome might not be what we were hoping for." The weight of those words crushed everyone in the room. Tears welled in Bambi's eyes, but she refused to break down. She wasn't ready to give up on her husband. Mama D, on the other hand, looked like she had just been hit with a ton of bricks. "But there's still a chance, right?" she pressed, grasping for any shred of hope. The doctor hesitated. That hesitation alone spoke volumes. With the devastating update, the family found itself at a painful crossroads. Should they keep fighting for Scrappy's recovery, no matter how slim the odds, or should they prepare for the worst? For Bambi, there was no question. "He's strong. He can pull through this," she insisted. "I don't care what the doctors say. I'm not giving up on him." Mama D, however, wasn't so sure. The fear of watching her son suffer was eating her alive. "We have to be realistic," she whispered, almost as if saying the words out loud would make them true. "I don't want to see him in pain forever." Their tension, already at a breaking point, now felt impossible to overcome. But there was one person who had yet to weigh in, Scrappy's stepson, Breland. Despite his young age, he could sense something was terribly wrong. "Is Daddy going to be okay?" he asked in the smallest, most innocent voice. Neither Bambi nor Mama D had the heart to answer him, because the truth was, no one really knew. As the clock ticked on, Scrappy's condition remained unchanged. Doctors were growing increasingly doubtful, and the hope that once filled the hospital halls was beginning to fade. But just when it seemed like the worst was yet to come, another shocking revelation was about to turn everything upside down. The hospital corridors were thick with tension, the air growing heavier with every passing hour. Scrappy's condition was not improving, and the doctor's warnings echoed in everyone's minds. If things don't change soon, the outcome might not be what we were hoping for. Those words replayed in Bambi's head, but she refused to accept them. She clung to hope, even as the medical team prepared for the worst. "No, this isn't over," she whispered to herself, gripping Scrappy's hand. "He's going to fight. He has to." But not everyone shared her unwavering belief. Mama D sat in the hospital lounge, her eyes distant and full of grief. "I don't know how much more of this I can take," she murmured, her voice cracking. "Watching my baby like this, it's tearing me apart." That's when an unexpected voice cut through the tension. "You need to stop acting like he's already gone," Bambi snapped, stepping into the room. Her eyes were filled with frustration and exhaustion. Mama D's head snapped up. "Excuse me? You're sitting here talking like he doesn't have a chance," Bambi continued sharply. "Well, I refuse to believe that. I refuse to give up on my husband." Mama D stood, her hands shaking with emotion. "And you think I want to give up? That I don't pray for him every second? That I don't cry myself to sleep worrying about my son? Then stop acting like we should prepare for the worst," Bambi's voice rose. "He needs us to be strong, not to fall apart." Their argument quickly escalated, voices rising in frustration and pain. Nurses outside exchanged uneasy glances, already accustomed to the tension between the two women. Just as the shouting reached its peak, the door suddenly swung open. Scrappy's doctor stepped in, his face unusually tense. "I need to speak with you both," he said firmly. "Now." Without another word, they followed him into Scrappy's room. He lay motionless, his breathing shallow, machines beeping softly in the background. The sight of him like this was almost too much to bear. The doctor hesitated before speaking. "We've been monitoring his condition closely, and we've discovered something troubling. If you love the drama and intensity of this story, you won't want to miss my other messy video. It's packed with even more shocking twists, heated confrontations, and jaw-dropping revelations. Trust me, you won't believe what happens next. Click now and dive into the chaos."